How you guys doing today? My name's KLM1187. You might remember me from such commentary as the Mega Man 8 run from last night featuring Mr. Cab. That was very fun to do. I'm glad to be back here today. This is one of my favorite marathons to do. If you're wondering what a three loop is, basically it's exactly how it sounds. I'll be playing the game 3 times in a row. Um, each run should take about 8 minutes. Less, it should take less than 8 minutes if everything goes well, but you never know with the RNG. But this is the third year in a row that I'll be running this game in some form or fashion, so I figured let's go with a three loop for this time, and Strizer was gracious enough to let me do this, even though it's silly and doesn't make sense, and it's not even a real category. But anyways, yeah, so we'll get started here. I'll give myself a little countdown. First, I just want to say too, just like thank you to everybody who's donated. Like the total so far has been fantastic. I wish I could have seen Strizer's reaction when he woke up this morning. So let's keep going there. Thank you guys. Thank you to all the runners who have donated their time and their runs, commentators for helping them out. Everyone behind the scenes. Obviously without the restreamers and everyone, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you guys. Yeah, we'll get going here. Uh, yeah, yeah, we'll do that. We'll add another loop every year until like 20 years from now, the whole marathon is just Little Mermaid all weekend. What do you think, Strizer? I think that sounds pretty cool. Um, all right, we'll get started here. In, 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so time will end on this after the third loop, the final hit on the third loop, just for whoever's controlling the timer. But this is the Little Mermaid for the NES. If you guys love water levels, and I know everybody does, it's everybody's favorite. Any game that they play, they're like, "Great water level! This is awesome." This game is entirely water levels. So, you know what's good about water levels though is there's no stairs. Actually, that's a lie. There are some stairs that we'll see, but we don't have to worry about the stairs because we can just swim right past them. There's no ladders either. The and there's also no birds. Like the three worst things in video games, we avoid them completely in this game. So that's why it's one of the best games ever. This is the first. This is the first boss here, the shark boss. This is actually the only boss that we can manipulate and get the same pattern every time, and it's so easy to do. All you have to do is just do nothing. Do not push any inputs until he stops moving, and you get the same pattern every time. All the stages are exactly the same as well, so there are absolutely no RNG in the stages. So if you do the stage exactly the same every time, you'll get the exact same results every time, which is really awesome. Just because it really helps with learning. Here, there's some stairs right there, but we don't have to worry about those. It really helps with learning the game. So this is one of the easiest games to pick up, honestly. So I say this all the time. Like if anybody's looking for a game in between like their main games, if you know somebody that's trying to get into speedrunning for the first time ever and they're just like, I just don't know what to do, like this game is perfect because it has pretty much everything. The boss fights are tough. A few of them are very RNG dependent, but a few of them do require execution, like this boss here. So this boss, we have to get 4 hits in each eel, but the crabs drop from the ceiling. It's random how long it takes for them to come out of their little animation there too, to when you can stun them. Where they drop is random, and also where the eels spawn is completely random. So there's a lot of random stuff going on here. So we have to kind of react to all that. This is a very tough fight to get down, but it's really cool. It's a really cool fight in my opinion. Just the mix of RNG plus execution. Comic Zone. Comic Zone, that's cool. It's objectively the best game because of all that, right? Yeah, no birds either. There's no birds underwater. It's great. Yeah, underwater stairs too. It's great. This boss is notorious for killing any, like good run attempts. When you're first learning the game, the RNG on this boss doesn't really matter because there's so much time to save elsewhere. But once you start getting down to like the low 7s, sub 7 range, this boss is basically going to kill all your runs. So the walrus, he spawns on both sides. He goes to like from one side to the other, and he can either throw ice cubes, which you don't want, or he throws shells, which you do want, because you need to hit him with 4 shells. The problem is when he gives you more ice than shells, you can easily lose anywhere from like 10 to like 15 seconds on this fight. Just this fight is pure RNG. There's really no execution. All you have to do is just hover in the right spot, throw the shells when they come at you, and that's it. So we'll see what we get here. Shell. I think what you want to see here is shell, ice, shell. I threw that too early. I should have held on to that. That's okay. I see we're getting a bunch of ice here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is typical walrus right here. Okay, now he's going to the other side. Well, hopefully we'll see a couple shells here. There's one. One more? Hey! I started calling this walrus, I named him Stew. Just so when he gives us a bad pattern, you can just say classic Stew. Like that one movie. Yeah, when you get a good boss pattern, you blow it later. Yeah, exactly. This is probably the toughest stage, though. And it's really just this one part here. There's some tricky movement here. You have to go back and forth to manipulate that shrimp to get around him, just like that. That movement's a little funny. That's hard to get down, but the rest of the stage isn't too bad. Ariel moves the fastest when she's going straight up and down or left and right. So you'll see a lot of my movement, like here, is just deliberately just moving. So I'm straight up and down, left and right. Same with here. So I'm actually going to take damage here just to keep going straight. It's the fastest way to do that. It makes this fight a little scary. This fight is a little more luck dependent then. You still have to have some good execution, but so the seahorse can spawn either two fish, a fish and an urchin, or two urchins. So you want to see two fish. You can't do anything with the urchins. Whoa, that was fast. Alright, that was actually a really good fight. That's like the perfect fight there. So yeah, that was that fight. That was really fast. Anyways, next stage is Ursula's castle, so we'll get our first encounter with Ursula here. This stage is designed to be kind of like a maze. You have to figure out exactly where to go. Obviously, I'm a speedrunner, so I know exactly how to get through the maze. Look at that. Beautiful. You just push A 3 times. I know. Mind-blowing stuff there. But yeah, we got to do some jumps there, go out of the water a little bit. That's okay. Yep, and then just some more like straight swimming up, down, left, right. This door's a little tough to get into. Yeah, that happens all the time. It sucks. You want to come into this fight with full health. So this fight is really tough because so she can throw 4 different enemies, I guess. You want the fish and the seahorses are what you want because that's what you can throw back at her. God, I should have switched this controller. The urchins and the starfish you can't do anything about. There is a weird thing that can happen, too, on this fight, which I've only seen happen once. It happened to a runner named Victress, who I know a lot of you guys in chat know, where she just infinitely spawns urchins for some reason. Maze. It's amazing. Maze. Yeah, so it just infinitely spawns urchins. We've never been able to replicate it. We don't know why it happened. But yeah, anyway, so this is the last fight here. So we got to get 7 hits in, hit her right in the chin. It's a big target, so anyway, she spawns 3 fish at a time. She controls the current too. The fish can spawn from anywhere, but as you can see, the current will kind of dictate the fish's movement here. So you try to bubble as many as you can first. That was really bad. Oh wow. What are you doing, Ariel? I'm gonna blame Ariel on that one. Alright, that's time for the first loop. We're going to reset, and we're going to start a new one. Alright, so we get to do it all over again. What else can I say about this game? But yeah, it's extremely easy to get into. I guess I can finish that thought. There is a fantastic tutorial by Angry Lanks on speedrun.com to help anybody get into this game. It's really good. It goes into full depth about everything, and like honestly, like After 10 minutes of starting, like, learning the game, like, you can finish runs and you can get a pretty decent time. I'd say, like, within your first few attempts. Uh, so yeah, I would definitely recommend it for anybody who's looking to get into speedrunning for the first time, or if you're just looking for something quick and easy to do in between your main games, or if you like, say, like, if you like, you've just finished a grind and you're like, I don't really know what I want to do next, just play some Little Mermaid. Is there any reason to do multiple loops? Absolutely not. No. No reason at all. Actually, well, the only reason you would do 3 loops, and this is actually when we first learned the game. Actually, I can talk about that too. It's a pretty funny story. Is if you're gonna do like races of this game, like, because like one race is kind of boring, just because like if somebody gets screwed over by RNG, like you could play perfect, and you're just gonna get screwed over and you're gonna lose by 20 seconds just because of bad RNG. So, like, if you do like a 3 loop race, it helps to even it out a little bit. So actually, when I first the reason why I learned this game actually is there's a Twitch user streamer friend of mine named Mazimal. He I'm pretty sure he was at like DreamHack Montreal one year. He had a little too much to drink. It was like 1 in the morning. He tagged me in Discord at 1 in the morning and said, "Hey, KLM," he's like, "I challenge you to a race of Little Mermaid for the NES." Now, at this time, like, neither one of us had ever played the game before, or knew the run or anything. So I was like, okay, sure. Because I'm not one to pass up like a race or anything, because it's always fun to do. So we set a date. It was like 2 weeks or like a month maybe. So we started learning the game, and like, there was a few other people saw us learning the game, and they were like, "Hey, do you guys mind if we join in on this race too? Because this is actually kind of fun." So more and more people started getting interested and started joining in. We decided to do a 3 loop race because of those same reasons I was just talking about. So yeah, it ended up being like seven of us that joined that did that race. And it was actually really cool because after the first 3 loops, so we did a 3 loop race, 7 of us, and at the end of it, me and another speedrunner, the Cove, which I know a lot of you guys know, we actually tied, had the same exact time in SRL after 3 loops, which is crazy, especially with like the RNG that you can get in this game. So we did another 3 loop race after that, and then he beat me by, I think it was like 10 seconds. It was really close after the second 3 loop race. But anyways, so after that, we decided it was so much fun that we were like, hey, we should do this again next month. Let's pick a different game, and let's do it again next month. So we did. I forgot what the second game was. I think it was Metroid for the NES was the second game. Then the third game was Mario 3, which we've seen Handsome Jackass HJ here, who's been a generous donator this weekend. He won that one. Anyway, so what that turned into us doing it every month, which turned into a little group that we now call ourselves RGR, Retro Games Racing. So we have our own Twitch channel. We still do races every month to this day. We've been doing it, for over about like 2.5 years now. So a funny little, stupid thing, turned into one of my favorite speed games to do. Like, unironically either, because like this game is really fun. And B, turned into like this awesome like group, which like helps, encourages new people to get into speedrunning, keeps us all like interested in learning new stuff. So yeah, it's it's actually quite the story. So like, it's funny, like, when people who aren't really involved in speedrunning, yeah, getting drunk can lead to great things. um, it's like what Homer said, right? Like, to alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. Anyways, I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, it's cool. Oh yeah, so like when people outside of speedrunning, when they say they like you play like the Little Mermaid, like for, like that like a game that came out like 30 years ago, like why? That doesn't even make any sense. That sounds horrible. I'm like, oh, it's actually a lot of fun. Uh, but yeah. Uh, oh, I saw a strategy. You asked about the Game Boy. So the Game Boy version of this is actually it's pretty much exactly the same. Uh, the stages are a little different. The fights a little different. I believe you can manipulate all of the fights or most of them in that version, so it is a little faster as well. But it's essentially the same game. Uh, I don't know if I should promote this out loud in front of like 70 plus people, but if you look up my time for the Game Boy version of this on speedrun.com, you can see me in a mermaid aerial cosplay. It was quite fun. It was like I think it was like a donation incentive or something. So I did runs of this in the Game Boy version in my red wig and seashell bra. It was fun. uh Yeah, you get that. Yeah, you see, that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love like the retro community. I gotta be careful here. I'm like so totally not paying attention, and I'm close to dying. That's why I love the retro community. The most. Classic Mega community is really great too. But like, cause there's like no hate. Like nobody hates on it. Like like, cause like people are like, I don't know. Like nobody like will. Most people won't hate on you for like speedrunning a like a weird game or whatever, which is cool. But I mean, it does. You get it though. Uh, I've seen it in other communities before too, where they're just like, you know, it's like the fuck do you care? Sorry, but like this is fun for me. It's fun for people to watch me do this. So like, what do you care? Like go play whatever you want to play. I'm not gonna judge you for it. But anyways, this is what you want. You want it all on that side there. Like that was cool. That was like a really good fight. All right, we're gonna reset one more time, and start our last loop, guys. Can you believe we're already on the third loop? Yeah, the retro community is great. God, what an adventure. I guess we could talk about this. So there's this power up here, which powers up our bubble 1, so that way we can bubble enemies right away. It's the only power up in the game that we'll grab, just because all the other ones take too much time, and this is really the only one that you need. Otherwise, if you don't have this power up, it takes 2 shots to bubble most, if not all, enemies. It's a real pain. So that's why we don't want to die, because if you die, you start the stage over from the beginning, and you lose your power up. You've heard this time is the charm. I've heard that too. Hopefully, we'll see. You know what? We'll go all out for this one. We'll go full on PB attempt here. Let's go. Oh yeah, for Barbie too. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Yeah, like people have come into my chat before while I'm playing this game and giving me shit for it. It's just like. Again, it's just like go somewhere else, man. Like, like I know you, and it boosts your masculinity by like putting someone else down for playing like a, Little Mermaid game. But I don't have time for that. Get out of here. And actually, the Barbie speedrun's actually a lot of fun too. So, well, it kind of sucks that I already took the. You want to have full health going into this fight, because you can speed it up by kind of damage boosting a little bit. I only have 2 health now, so I don't know if I'll be able to be as aggressive as I wanted to be on this fight, but again, like a lot of these fights do depend on the RNG that you get. So sometimes you're limited to that, like you can only go as fast as like the game's allowing you to. But we'll try here. You want to try the see, I screwed that up. You want to try to grab the crab that the bubble's falling, or the bubbled crab that the next crab's falling onto. I hope I explained that right. That sounded really bad. Oh, it's a little early. I'm usually not up this early. That was actually a pretty decent fight. People being judgy in 2020, You know, it doesn't matter where you go. You're always going to encounter, like, crummy people. It is what it is. But, yeah. That's so childish to play. Yeah, you know. I don't even, like, talk about, like, speedrunning at, like, my job or, like, anywhere else just because, like, you know, most people just don't, like, understand. And it's just... I've tried that before and trying to explain it. And then, you know, I've got, like, oh, like... How was it playing online with your friends the other day? And I was like, that's not what it's not really what I'm doing, but you know, it's okay, never mind. Don't worry about it. Well, hopefully if the walrus gives us a good pattern here, we could potentially be on PB pace, which is crazy. Actually, I did a run right before I went live here that was on awesome PB pace, but I lost 15 seconds to the walrus. Or no, I lost 8 seconds to the walrus, and then 12 seconds to the seahorse, the next level, just strictly on RNG. So that was fun. Ooh, got double shell right away. He's gonna give me ice here, and then hopefully go to the other side. All right, he'll give me 2 shells in a row here. That'd be great. Yeah. Ice shell. Okay. Well, we tried. Try explaining watching people playing. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, yeah. You sit there and watch somebody play a video game. That's so bizarre. And like when you say it like that, like yeah, like it sounds kind of silly too. Um, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's hard to explain to people. Um, I first got into Twitch. So it was when Mario Maker 1 came out. I was looking for a way for people to play my crappy levels that I was making. So I went on the game FAQ discussion boards, and there was this one guy who started a thread. He's like, "Hey, come watch me play your levels live on this website called Twitch." And I'm like, "Oh," I was like, "That's really cool." I didn't even create an account at the time. Put my codes in there and went to his channel and just watched it. And I was like, "Hey, that was really cool. I'll make this guy who just played my level live." I was like, "That was amazing." Um, and then, because that was in 2015, and then January 2016, at AGDQ, there was the Mario Maker, Kaizo showcase, whatever. And that's when I like got full into it. I followed everybody that was a part of that. So I feel like I followed like Grand Pooh Bear, Mitch Flower Power. I think like Link Dead was there. I forgot who else was in that one. And then that's when I just started watching Twitch like religiously. I found this channel called Retro Gaming Live TV, who's holding their own marathon this week, RGL. That was like my first experience into speedrunning because I had Mondays off, and every Monday they would do like a Mega Man. It was like a Mega Man day. And so there's a streamer named NME TV who would do Mega Man speedruns every Monday morning, so that I would watch. And it actually prompted me to buy the Legacy Collection for my PS4 because I'm like, hey, I'm gonna try to play these because I love Mega Man. I'm like, I'm gonna try to do this. I tried to play Mega Man 1, and it went horrible. Like I was like, oh man, I'm like, this is not that easy. It's not as easy as he's making it look to be. Damn, dude, that could have been such a good fight. I have a very loose D-pad, so it's easy to get accidental diagonals here. So I tried it and whatever, it didn't really work out to me. I got big into Kaizo Mario Maker after that, so I did that for a little bit. I designed a level for like the Kaizo races in like April of 2016, which was really cool. I did all the races on Saturdays. Anyways, time's gonna come up on the final hit too. I'm just sitting here babbling on about my path to speedrunning and Twitch. But it was June of that year that SGDQ happened, and there was a Mega Man 3 run by FastAtCC, former world record holder of that game. And just his commentary. I think I got one more hit here. No, one more hit now. Yeah, all right, that's time. Um, yeah, the controller. So you always blame the controller. Uh, as Fast at CC did a Mega Man 3 run. His commentary about the community and the run and everything was so inspiring that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give this an honest try. And hey, that the rest is history, as they say. But GGG, yeah, triple GGs. Thanks, guys. Hey, Croc, what's up, man? Oh, this is the best part though. Now we can do this. This is the best part of any Little Mermaid run. Um, King Triton saw that his daughter was in love and cast a spell to make her human once again. And look at these teeny tiny feet that he gives her. Ready? Look at those things. How's she even walk on those things? Oh man. Anyways, thanks 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 again, Strizer, for letting me do this this game 3 years in a row, and for doing the 3 loop this year. Can't wait for the 4 loop next year. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Or you know what we could do next year? You know what we could do next year? Somebody can clip this too and hold me to it for next year. We could do a Game Boy NES one back to back, and maybe we could have a donation incentive to bust out the old wig and seashell bra. What do you guys think? Feet cam? Nobody wants to see that. Actually, there are probably some people that want to see that, but anyways, I'll stop babbling on again. I just want to thank you guys again. Thank you guys for letting me do this. Thanks again to Strizer, uh, Azuma, all the guys behind the scenes letting this, running this marathon, breaking records again this year. It's been amazing. The support, all the donators, speedrunners donating their runs, commentators as well. Thank you guys all for watching, and we're gonna go on to the next one. I think it's Mega Man 5 is next on the schedule, which is really cool. That's a really awesome one. So yeah, back to back. We'll see. But anyways, I'll get out of here so we can keep going. But thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the marathon. Let's keep those donations coming in.